you can only go so far without God. And it's usually right before you achieve this success and wealth and fame that you want. It's right before then that a lot of people give up, especially people that, let's say, are on this self-improvement journey, because you need to build that connection, that religious connection in a higher power, whatever higher power you believe in. I believe in God. And that's the only way to achieve fulfilling success. And success can be defined in numerous ways, whatever success means to you. But for a lot of people, it's wealth, it's maybe fame, it's this better version of yourself, it's moving somewhere that you have always wanted to move to. And the thing is, you see all these famous people that look like they've already achieved success, but they've only achieved wealth and fame. And it's because they went on this path that is, in Christianity, it's considered demonic. These famous people, they have, in Christianity, this is called sinning. I don't know about other religions, but they have sinned. They have done like evil things, let's just say. And if you're an ambitious person that believes in self-improvement and that wants to be a better version of yourself constantly, you're obviously not sinning. And it's not that you're not sinning, everyone sins, but you're not sinning in a way that is accepting that sin and just continuing on with it. When people that are ambitious and on this self-improvement journey, when they sin, and this can be like watching adult videos, you know what I mean? Drinking alcohol, even overeating, binge eating, things like that, cheating. You, as an ambitious person that believes in self-improvement, you can still sin, obviously, but you're not doing it in a way that is unintentional, of being aware of this pattern that you have. You want to break this pattern, and that's the difference between people that just choose to go down this path of doing evil things versus someone that's ambitious, that believes in self-improvement, that still has things to overcome, but they're conscious and they're intentional and they try to break these patterns. So all the famous people, they aren't successful. Some of them are, but a good majority of them, generally, they're not successful. They still feel empty inside. This is why a lot of religious people have to stay away from mainstream music, mainstream shows, mainstream media, because generally most famous people are going down this path and have been going down this path of doing things sinfully and choosing to do that, consciously choosing to do that, and choosing to go to parties and choosing to drink and thinking it's the best thing ever, and throwing their money around and buying all these things, over consuming, being materialistic. So typically all these famous people, they still feel emptiness and lack, because sure, they have achieved things, but they are still going down the wrong path. And you don't even have to be religious. You don't have to choose a certain religion to follow. You can even just be spiritual in general. I know there are people that are like that. They just believe in a higher power. But you can only go so far when you're on this self-improvement journey. Here's the thing. Famous people that are on these paths, they usually don't believe in self-improvement. They don't believe in bettering themselves to build their future and to build the best version of themselves. If they did, they would be intentionally trying to break these patterns that they have, but you can tell that they don't. So when you're on this path of self-improvement and of ambition and of wanting to better yourself, you can only go so far without having this trust and building this faith in a higher power, because that higher power will bring you to the next level. This higher power will help you. And think about it. You're trying to be a well-rounded person, ambitious, well-rounded, having your health in order, having your mind in order, having all these things in order. What would be the missing piece after all these things? It would be your spirituality. So you need to have some sense of spirituality in your life if you're on this path of self-improvement. And of course, only take my advice if you want to be the best version of yourself. And think about it, the best version of yourself has aligned all these aspects in your life. Your finances, your health, your spirituality, your career, your relationships, etc. You have aligned these things and you have built and mastered all these different areas of your life. You cannot go to the point of full fulfillment and success, and that doesn't mean that once you achieve this fulfillment and the success that you're not going to keep bettering yourself, but you can only go so far where you plateau because you're lacking in a certain area of your life. And usually, before you achieve this success and this fame, if you want it, or wealth if you want it, it requires spirituality, because usually relationships can come before or after you achieve this wealth and success, because then you can build your relationships, you can network, you can delegate if you own a business and it's successful. But you need to have faith in a higher power. You need to have this trust, and you need to, I'm not going to say follow rules, follow guidelines, follow a book, but you need to have moral principles, and you need to have this structure. It is basically following rules. But if you don't have these rules and you don't have the structure, then what are you doing with your life? You need a sense of structure and a sense of spirituality to keep you aligned on your proper path, because as you connect with this higher power, you are able to intuitively feel when you're going down the wrong path, or when something is wrong, or when something is out of alignment, when something isn't meant for you anymore. So yeah, that's my video. I think that everyone that I have seen that believes in self-improvement and that believes in bettering themselves, everyone I've met that is successful already, they have mastered their spirituality. They talk about God. They talk about a higher power. All of them. So don't neglect that aspect of your life. If you feel like you've hit a plateau, but you feel like you're on the brink of something happening, master your spirituality.